What is up, YouTube? This is KingCobraJFS with another video. So I am currently out of cigarettes, so I'll be using my pipe and some cigarette butts. Bear with me here. Take a cigarette butt and squeeze all that tobacco into your pipe, just like that. And this is a great way to, you got friends that come over and they smoke cigarettes, and don't immediately empty out your ashtrays, but definitely make sure they get emptied eventually, But yeah, take your time and, fucking... Oh, hold on a second. That little itty bitty chunk right there of paper. Okay. Well, I like to do this when I'm out of cigarettes and tobacco in general, is just dig through my ashtray. And if I see a couple cigarette butts that look like they might have some tobacco in them, and I take my cigarette butts and fill up my pipe with them. Now you may think to yourself, there's no tobacco in this. Watch and learn. I go to squeeze. And voila. Not a whole lot, but you get enough of these in your possession, and eventually your pipe gets full. So what to do when a manager at work talks to you like you're stupid? We'll get into that in a second. But right now I want to get all this tobacco in my pipe going. We're taking out the trash at work today, and I haven't changed my trash run routine in like the 3 years that I've been working at Wendy's. And I'm one of my managers. I'm not going to name names on my channel because I'm not like that. But one of my managers was talking to me today, and she had kind of an attitude, and she was talking to me like I was stupid. And then, what I'm saying? She kept on saying, don't, I up to this day, I'd never actually thought about it, but she was telling me, excuse me, I got the hiccups. She was saying, hey, don't overstack the trash is in the bag, And up to that point, I'd just been, I'd get a trash bag, take up every trash in the kitchen, and then just pile it up into one trash can on wheels and wheel it out to the dumpster in the back. And today, though, my manager's like, well, don't do that. If the bag gets too full, make a second trip. And then she explained that if the bag broke open, she didn't want all the trash juice to get all over the sidewalk, and she didn't want to have to clean it up, And rather than, I took the moment to reflect upon myself, and, what I'm saying, I go, if I want to keep this job, I gotta put up with it. So that's in the back of my mind, that's what I'm saying. So I shrugged it off, and I even agreed with her. I said, yeah, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't want to deal with that either. So then I proceeded to I took 2 trash bags off the top so that the trash can on wheels would be, perfectly level and what have you. And that's when my manager, she told me, no, make 2 trips because I don't want those bags breaking open. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to argue with her. I'm just going to do my job. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but that's not the best part. Because my dumbass didn't have the volume up on my phone. Normally I wake up 8:30, 9:30, I'll get ready, take a quick shower, and then I'm on my bike and I'm out the door. But I woke up at 10:31, so I was in a mad rush this morning. And then I would have gotten to work on time this morning, except the chain on my bike popped off halfway to work. Excuse me, fucking hiccups. And you can imagine how pissed I was. I was already in a bad mood because I woke up late, and then on top of that, the goddamn bike chain decides to pop off on me. So I called my dad, and he came and picked me up and took me the rest of the way to work. Much appreciated. And then when I got off work, went over to my parents' house, and my dad helped me with reassembling the bike chain. It didn't take that much. And then, of course, after I got my bike chain back on, I gave my bike a much-needed bath, and it looks nice and shiny now. But going back to work, and this is the thing of it, I have, what I'm saying, I don't have a single problem with working with any of my coworkers. At least I try not to, But for the record, the majority of my coworkers are female, so, and again, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. But there's times I feel like I'm outnumbered, you know what I'm saying? Especially when the majority of my coworkers are female, And this is the thing of it, too, is I've noticed the very same manager in question, she likes to talk to people like they're stupid sometimes. I'm not the only one she does it to from time to time. And depending on how bad of a mood she's in, you know what I'm saying, I noticed that somebody makes a simple mistake, because let's face it, people, we're all human here. We're not born being perfect or knowing everything. And, if you catch her in a bad mood, she'll talk down to you like you're stupid, and in front of my coworkers, no less. And then she said, and I quote, "Well, you act like you don't know how to do a trash run." No, that's what she said to me. She had this snotty, talking down to you sort of tone in her voice. "Oh, you act like you don't know how to take out the trash." I'm like, I've been doing trash runs at this store for 3 years, so I think I know how to take out the trash here, okay? And then, I just, and then, it's bad enough when one of my managers does it to me, But then I had a coworker do it to me in the same day. I just said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of people talking to me like I'm stupid, okay? Granted, I may have barely graduated high school, and, maybe right now I can't go to college because I'm not rich enough. But just because I haven't gone to college doesn't mean I'm stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, and to be fair, when the very same manager in question's in a good mood, and she's, not talking to people like they're stupid, she's actually very pleasant to work with, And how many times I've seen her talk to other people like they're stupid, and I want to just say, hey, there's no reason to treat your fellow coworkers like that. They're not stupid, so quit treating them like that. But I guarantee if I open my fucking mouth and say anything, it's just going to cause a bigger problem than it's worth. So, 9 times out of 10, I keep my mouth shut, But I'm sick of it, YouTube. I'm sick and tired of being talked to like I'm stupid, you know what I'm saying? I may not be the smartest person in the world, and I may not be able to do everything in that store, mind you, because I haven't received the training for it yet. But that's beside the point. And I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing there doing my job, and I'm spewing over this. And I'm like, you know what? I'll make a video when I get home. And I proceeded to let the incident go, excuse me. Like, I don't care if you're the manager or not. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to people like they're stupid, it means you have no respect for them. And keep in mind, this is the manager that controls how many hours I get at work. So, you know, you say anything like, hey, don't talk to me like I'm stupid, most likely I'll get is, oh, I'm not talking to you like you're stupid, and if you're going to give me attitude, I'm going to cut your hours. So it's like, I don't want to deal with any of that. So, you know, I take the high road in this sense, and I go, you know what, just agree with her and shut the fuck up and do your job. That's all you can do. That's all you fucking can do, you know? And because of my SSI, I am qualified for a job coach, believe it or not. And I'm getting a pamphlet within the next 7 to 10 business days that should direct me to the nearest place here in town that'll help me with getting a job coach. And once that happens, I'm going to try to find me another job, but preferably closer to my apartment, and that's going to give me more hours, and, you know what I'm saying, preferably with people who aren't going to talk down to me like I'm stupid, because that shit gets annoying as fuck, you know. I could potentially be making $1,500 a month. Okay? Let me explain something to you. If I was making $1,500 a month, I could live off of that very comfortably. You know, if I take the $500 out of that, plus, you know, the $60 that I pay for internet, at least, you know, with almost $1,000 to fuck around with and do whatever I want with, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, that would be nice. And it's just like, just because you're a manager doesn't mean you have the right to just talk to your fellow coworkers however you please. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you're in a bad mood, I'm sorry to hear it. But if you have a friend you can talk to about it at work when you're on break and shit, then do that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather people I work with or anyone at a job at all, any job, period, okay? If you're having a bad day, don't take it out on your coworkers. It's not their fault you're having a bad day. And, you know, on top of that, I feel stupid sometimes, you know. Like, at work today, when I was breaking down boxes, and I bent over to shove the box into another box, and then right when I stood up, I conked my head. Fucking hiccups. I conked my head on the doorknob at work today, and, yeah. That didn't feel too good, you know. And then an hour and a half later, I conked my elbow on something sharpened metal on a corner or something at work today. And I'm just like, well, you know, tripping over shit, you know. And I'm naturally a clumsy person. I hate it, YouTube. I fucking hate it. And then, you know, I try to have a smooth, productive work day, despite waking up. And I still got there on time, but by the time, it took me like 4 minutes to get my uniform on. So I ended up instead of clocking in at 11:30 when I was supposed to, I got there at 11:34, I got clocked in at 11:34. So, and the thing of it is, though, YouTube, is I'm very good about getting up and getting to work on time, you know. I'm almost always never late. So that once in a blue moon when it happens, you know what I'm saying? Which, to be fair, you know, it could happen to anyone, you know. I'm the kind of person that I take pride in knowing that I can get to work on time and be there and show up when I'm supposed to clock in, you know what I'm saying? Or at least try to, but when I do stupid shit, when I forget to turn up the volume on my... Oh, speaking of which... Okay. Volume is up on my phone now. So, you know... And this may be just me this may be just me talking, but I get the feeling that she gets some kind of sick pleasure at knowing that she has control over everyone's hours. Some days, you know, and because of that, you know, sometimes she may think that, you know, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I control everyone's hours. And if that's the case, I would hope she doesn't think like that. You know, but I don't care if you're a manager or not. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to your coworkers with disrespect, and you don't talk to them like they're stupid. That shit really just irritates the piss out of me. God damn. Look at the size of these fucking arms. Do I need a permit for these guns? God damn. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, I love working for Wendy's. It's a great company to work for. You know, but you know, you can only put up with so much before you're like, you know, I could probably get a job where they'll give me more hours and actually respect me. You know what I'm saying? Well, my 420 was quite pleasant, needless to say. The ending of it was rather nerve-wracking, to say the least. I went into some basic detail of it in last night's video when I got home, after munching the fuck out, of course. My buddy Steve took me out to his property to do some more shooting, and, you know, we sat there blowing the shit out of that washing machine, and everyone seemed to be having a good time. My other friend Jeremy Rogers was with me, you know, we were hanging out, you know, celebrating 420, enjoying the beautiful weather, you know, and well, it gets to be dark, and, excuse me, my buddy Steve goes, maybe we should get back into town. Alright, you know. But before we headed back into town, me and my buddy Steve started drinking on this homemade blueberry wine. This shit was so damn good. Okay, this shit, oh. My buddy Jeremy took a couple shots because, you know, he's got a kid on the way. And then we all pile up into his truck after it's all said and done, and we're riding back into town. And I just got done smoking on my pipe, okay? And I put the pipe in my pocket, and I cracked the window, light a cigarette. I'm like, alright, feeling pretty good. Awesome day to celebrate, you know what I'm saying? And we're sitting there, and someone had said the word bourgeois, and we were all busting our asses laughing because, well, under certain circumstances, and considering how much blueberry wine I'd had, and then some, you know, of other stuff, yeah. We were all feeling pretty good and laughing our asses off because we kept on, every 2 seconds, we'd be like, bourgeois! And we all just started laughing. We were just in a good mood, you know what I'm saying? And then we see, as I'm sitting there flicking the cigarette out the window after I finished it, there's a cop car pulling us over. And I have my double-barrel shotgun tucked between my legs. I'm just like, oh, great. We sat there and we told the two cops that were there, yes, we have guns in the truck, and no, they're not loaded, you know. They're like, all right, just keep the guns where we can see them. You know, they're shining the flashlight. I'm sitting there in the passenger seat, with, you know, with my double-barrel shotgun empty in between my lap. And, we bullshit with them for a minute. And then they finally let us go. And me and my friend Jeremy had to get out of the truck to give it a push start before we could get home safely. Well, it was me and my other two companions on that journey, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and we got home and everything's, you know what I'm saying? But the cops gave my buddy Steve 2 tickets. Driving without a seatbelt, and they gave him a DUI. Since it was his first time, they let him go. They didn't arrest him, even though he had like 1 drink. Okay, and he blew well under the legal limit. You know. But I'm just grateful the cops let him off with 2 tickets, and he's going to be able to pay them no problem. So that's the important thing, is he'll be able to pay them no problem. But I got home that night and I'm like, well, that's enough excitement for one evening. And I made a brief video about it, and yeah. Needless to say, YouTube, I was kind of nerve-wracked after that, because under certain circumstances, you know what I'm saying, it's just certain circumstances in which you don't want to deal with cops. You know what I'm saying? And one of the 2 circumstances I was in or dealing with at that moment last night, I had my reasons, you know. But I was very polite to the cops involved. I gave them my ID, they gave it back to me. Everything went rather smoothly. We made small talk with one of the cops, and then they let us go. You know. So I wake up late this morning, and I'm already in a hurry to get to work. And if my chain hadn't popped off on me, I would have gotten to work on time. You know. But if you're ever in a situation where you have a manager talk down to you like you're stupid, you know, the best thing you can do is to try to de-escalate the situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, if she talks to you like you're stupid, you know what I'm saying, find points in the conversation that you can agree with your manager on. You know what I'm saying? If you can find talking points, okay, if you can find talking points on which you can agree with your manager on, you know, agree with them on certain things, you take the focus off them and what they're doing to you, and, you know, more or less make it about whatever's going on in that moment. It's about 7 miles from my apartment to the Wendy's I work at. That's right, folks. 7 miles. And I've never let any weather get in the way of me getting to work on time. Not once. It didn't matter if it was snowing outside, there was rain hitting me in the face, you know. I still made it, I still make it an effort to, you know what I'm saying. So right when my bike chain popped off, I'm like, fuck. I had to crawl to, or not crawl, but I walked my bike up the hill to the nearest Albertsons. And I called my work and let them know that I might be late because of what happened. You know, my dad came and picked me up in his truck. We threw the bike in the back of my truck. And then I went to work, got off work, went to my parents' house, walked over there for my work. And, well, me and my dad got my bike chain popped back on into place. And then my dad let me use the hose so I could wash down my bike and stuff. And then we got some cleaning chemical and some rags, and I gave my bike a bath. It was much needed. It looks a lot better all cleaned up and shit. But yeah, you know, when you're dealing with that kind of situation, you have to, you know, kind of take it with a grain of salt and realize that if you can't immediately get another job, but you have to kind of put up with it because it's the only job you have, you know what I'm saying? And it would be nice if, you know, people didn't do that. You know, nobody likes going to work and then having one of their coworkers talk down to them like they're stupid. That shit gets really irritating. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask anybody, hey, how would you like it if one of your coworkers was talking to you like you were stupid? Would you like that? And the answer is probably not. You'd probably hate it just as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a manager, when it's one of your fellow coworkers, you know what I'm saying, you kind of just, yeah, shrug it off, whatever, you know. But when it's a manager, you know what I'm saying, and managers of all people are expected to act just as professional, if not more professional than their coworkers, because you're a manager, you know what I'm saying. You've been put into a position where you're in charge, and, you know what I'm saying. So that alone, you think, would be justifiable grounds enough to be like taking some personal responsibility, and if you're having a bad day, you know, not talking to your coworkers like they're stupid. That would be a good start. Yeah. Fucking hiccups. Yeah. Now, I've been thinking about saving up for one of them sex dolls, you know. I have a hard time talking to females as it is. It's just breaking the ice. If a female comes over to me and starts carrying on a conversation, you know, I got no problems, you know, talking back with her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I have no confidence in myself, okay? So, and I like getting pussy, you know what I'm saying? But the thought of catching STDs or getting some girl pregnant, it almost scares me away from sex completely. Almost, you know. But with life, you have to take some risks, I guess. As long as you're being smart about who you're having sex with, you should be fine, you know. And, you know, I've been very smart about which girl I fuck, you know what I'm saying? I've been careful and stuff, you know. Out of the 5 women I've had sex with, I didn't get nobody pregnant, and I haven't caught an STD, so I'm grateful for that. But the problem with sex dolls, and the cheapest one I found that I actually like, was like $1,900 some odd dollars, and that would take a while to save up for, you know. And the only disadvantage to a sex doll is it's not real, you know what I'm saying? It's not a real woman, you know. The real thing is so much better than the substitute, you know what I'm saying? You can compare it to like cigarettes versus electronic cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, electronic, the e-liquids, they're tasty. I like them, but they're not as good as real tobacco. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I'm getting at with this whole sex doll thing. Is, you know, it would be nice to have, especially when I'm craving pussy and I can't just satisfy it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? But the only problem with the sex doll is it's not real. You know, she can't claw the shit out of your back while she's fucking you. She can't bite your neck. You know what I'm saying? She can't carry on a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, because believe it or not, you know, there are more, you know, there are plenty of benefits to having a girlfriend besides the sex and the making out and all that. You know, it's somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You're having a bad fucking day, and you know, there's your companion, your partner. You know what I'm saying? Your partner in crime. You know what I'm saying? She's there to, you know, talk to, and you're having a bad day. She's there to listen. You know, and then you're the same way with her. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But unless my music takes off, or if I win the lottery, then, you know, chances are, yeah. And now, to be fair, some women do find me attractive. You know, I do catch women checking me out from time to time, which is a nice bonus, you know. But that's usually as far as it goes, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I found this website that could build me a sex doll, and the one I'd like to build is really pretty. Like you don't even know. Like damn, you know. And you could spend, you know, $7,000 on one, but I couldn't justify spending that much on something like that. And the website I found, they do good work. You know, they look pretty lifelike. They look as lifelike as the $7,000 ones. They look like they made some high quality stuff there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and it's just I grow sexually frustrated because of my social awkwardness and my lack of confidence. You know. And I've had people tell me before, that I'm attractive. Believe it or not, I've had plenty of people say that I'm very attractive. I just don't see it, you know. I don't see it, YouTube. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And I think to myself, well, I got a big penis, I got big muscles, I'm damn good at guitar, and I can sing, you know. And yeah, most girls find me creepy, but that's because they never take time to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a complex person, YouTube. You know, but once you get to know me, I'm pretty chill to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? You know, I generally don't have a problem with anybody unless they give me a reason to. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. The advantage to having a sex doll, though, is I don't have to worry about being rejected. I don't have to worry about getting an STD. I don't have to worry about pregnancy. Or her nagging at me and telling me that you can't hang out with your friends, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, the biggest thing that women do you still think I'm pretty? That shit gets annoying real quickly. When you're with a woman and she starts crying and what was mean, asking you, do you still think I'm pretty? Well, if you're still with her, then obviously. But yeah, I've definitely thought about getting a sex doll. I haven't considered it yet, but I've thought about it. And, yeah. I'm getting $600 from my tax returns. And then, let's see, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd need at least 1,300 to cover the rest of the cost of that. And fucking A, man. You know, it'd take a while to save up for it, but it would beat being lonely. Yeah. I mean, it would probably be the saddest fucking thing you ever did see. You know, I even got an outfit I'd make for her too, you know. I could take, one of my old Halloween costumes that I have. I have this robe from a previous Scream costume I used to wear. And I could take some scissors to the robe part of it, you know, and cut it out to make it look all sexy and shit, and then, yeah. And then that could be her outfit. She could sit on my lap and we could watch YouTube videos together, yeah. That would be, yeah. That's what I was getting at right there. That'd be the saddest fucking thing you ever did see. Socially awkward, lonely, hopeless romantic of an autistic with a sex doll on his lap watching YouTube videos. Yeah. Yeah, but it'd be a pretty sad sight. You know, but if it helps soften the blow of being lonely, then, you know, yeah. And this is the thing about society's social double standards when it comes to sex toys. You know, if a woman buys a vibrator, no one thinks twice about it, you know. But if a guy buys a sex toy, oh, he's a creepy pervert. Really? And some women will say this, you know, that those sex dolls are just painting or just painting a picture of lies and high expectations and blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, and that 13-inch vibrating dildo isn't. Okay. You know, these women that will judge a man for getting a sex toy, you know, it's the most hypocritical thing ever, you know what I'm saying? It pisses me off, you know. I don't know, if I ordered it and got her in her outfit and everything, I could do a video and have her sit on my lap and be like, hey YouTube, alright, get your jokes out, get your ha-has out, get your hashtag Lars and the real girl out, go on, get it out, you know what I'm saying? Make all the jokes you want. Haha, he's so lonely. Okay. And the only thing that's stopping me from getting one, well, two things. One, the money. And two, what if I got it, okay, and a couple months goes by, and out of nowhere, I get a real girlfriend, you know, that conversation, you know, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's the kind of the conversation that would just be kind of awkward. Like, hey, I know you and me were together now, but that was before we were together, so, you know. And most girls would be like, well, you need to get rid of it now that you're with me and blah, 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 blah. You don't need a sex doll. And it's like, well, it's like, then you got $1,900 and some odd dollars you can just shove into my hand. You don't? Well, okay, then I'm not getting rid of it because that's a lot of fucking money, you know. And then she'd be like, well, it's either me or her. And it's like, you know, it's just a lot of unnecessary complications. And, you know, girls like to start drama. I said it, okay, to be fair, guys do it too, okay. But yeah, girls like to start drama, okay. And it's just, yeah, I know guys like to start drama too. Some guys do anyway. I'm not one of those guys. I fucking hate drama. Okay. But, and that would be another perk to having a sex doll, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be some bitch trying to start drama, you know what I'm saying? That's the unfortunate thing with, you know, sex and the game and what have you, is even if you don't catch an STD and even if you don't get a girl pregnant, you know what I'm saying, sometimes drama can occur when sex is involved, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be, you know, but it can happen, you know. And then I think to myself, well, that's $600, you know, that could go towards groceries, making sure bills are paid, cigarettes, alcohol, you know, So, I'm thinking of 10 zillion different things I could spend it on, you know, and that's just, yeah. The biggest thing, though, like I said, is, if I got an actual girlfriend after, I'm saying, like, hypothetical, if I actually did buy the sex doll, and everything worked out great with it, everything's just peachy, and then, you know, somehow I end up getting a real girlfriend, and that just creates an awkward conversation, like, you know what I'm saying? That's, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, yeah. But then I think about it and I go, well, you don't really see girls just approaching me very often, do you? So, I know if I got my sex doll, some fans of mine would be like, can we see a video of you having sex with your doll? And the answer is no, you wouldn't see that. Even though she's just a hunk of plastic, I still have some dignity. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to feel like it's just me giving up on actual dating and saying just fuck it. This will keep me content till I die. And there's a lot of pros that make it sound tempting, and there's a lot of cons to it too. This is something you have to consider. There's a lot that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And of course, some of my friends would be like, why would you get a sex doll? I can get you a real girlfriend. I know you're a homie, but you can't perform miracle works here. You're not Jesus Christ. Of course, I don't even think Jesus Christ himself could set me up. And the biggest con of the sex doll, unfortunately, is you can give all your love and affection to her, but she doesn't return it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. not much else to say on this video, I guess, so I guess I'll fucking leave it here then. KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.